Without objection.
Thank you. I've been heading this China task force up for the last 6 months. Voice of America took our Origins of COVID-19 report, which was almost like an indictment of the Chinese Communist Party and the cover-up that took place, all based on truth. We translated that into Mandarin. We got it through into mainland China, and the report went viral because the people of China need to know the truth about their government. This is a great example of what USAGM can do and how we can penetrate through their firewalls to talk to the people directly. It got the attention of President Xi's spokesman. There was an hour-long USAGM, their propaganda television show, an hour-long special debunking the McCaul report. I mean, I find this is one of the most valuable things we have in the State Department, to talk directly to the people in China who are oppressed every day, talk to the people in Iran who are oppressed every day, people in Russia, in North Korea. So I see great value in this. And I don't want to see it destroyed or reduced by 80%, because $20 million that Congress appropriated has essentially been impounded. So my question is this. And I look, Ambassador Crocker, I have no greater respect for any ambassador more than him, who served in, Lebanon during the Marines bombing in Beirut, to the serving in last ambassador from Syria, Pakistan, Kuwait, Iraq, and Afghanistan. My God, I mean, he always asks me a question, what did I do wrong? But he has done such a great job serving the United States of America in these outposts. Nobody knows this better than he does. So I'd like to pose my question actually to you, Mr. Turner, but also if I could give Ambassador Crocker and Ambassador Kornblue some time to talk about what impact are the actions of Mr. Pak and this purging and also basically, I would say, borderline actions in defiance of congressional intent and appropriations. What impact is that having on our foreign policy? I don't think the top of the State Department, I would urge Secretary Pompeo to take a look at what's going on within his own department. This undermines the very things we're trying to achieve. The very goals that Secretary Pompeo and I have talked about. I believe these actions undermine that. And finally, Ambassador Crocker, you say, our reputation for telling the truth has been a core element of our strength as a nation. Now it is in danger, putting at risk not only our national values, but also our national security. Ambassador Crocker, I put great value in those words from probably the most esteemed ambassador the United States has ever had. So with that, Ambassador Crocker, I'd like for you and Ambassador Kornblue to respond to that, and then Mr. Turner, since you're here in person, it would be nice to have your response.
Thank you very much, Mr. McCaul, and thank you for those kind words. I would stress again here that I am politically and independent. That is the status I assiduously protected during my years in the Foreign Service, and I continue to do so. I would say this. I was an ambassador to 6 countries in my career. I served Republican administrations for 3 of those terms and Democratic administrations for the other 3. I do say, with a total lack of modesty, that I think I've got a pretty good feel for what works and what doesn't, what's right and what isn't. What we got right were the right people in the right places. And we did this by unanimous bipartisan board votes. Bipartisanship is a increasingly short supply, and I commend you, Mr. Chairman, and you, Mr. McCaul, for keeping that spirit alive in this critical committee. It is about telling the truth. It is not about disseminating propaganda. That is what our adversaries do in Russia and China. Since 1942, our national reputation has been reinforced by the activities and the reporting of the USAGM grantees and entities. It started from day one, as I said in my statement. When we deviate from we are putting at risk our leadership role in the world. We are effectively in the minds of so many. Mr. McCaul, you referred to your superb China report. Our strength vis-a-vis the Chinese government is that we do tell the truth. That's when a report like this is produced and when VOA and others broadcast it, our listeners around the world pay attention because of our reputation for truth. When you take that away, we become like our adversaries. Not better than them, simply doing what they do. People figure that out. Damage has been done. I think there's no question about that. Our legitimacy, our reputation for candor, our reputation for truth has already been significantly undermined. And when that happens, the rest of our foreign policy initiatives are undermined. People are not stupid. They know what they're hearing. They know what the truth sounds like. They know who tells it. That was axiomatic until June with these mass firings. And I would say, if I could just echo what you already said, Mr. Chairman, Mr. McCaul, it wasn't just us on the boards who were dismissed. It was also the case of some very, very top-notch senior executives. That is what Mr. Turner represents. The best in the business. The best in the business at what they do, with a complete understanding of what the firewall is and how it is important. And in all of this mess we've had since June, one of the things I regret the most is how these individuals were treated. And I'm very happy to hear that the committee will stand by these brave individuals. You don't get better than the civil service, just as you don't get a better set of empty heads than we had with Ms. Bennett, Mr. Fly, and their colleagues. And finally, on China, if I could just say a word, two other people that deserve mention and deserve praise for what they did. That would be Libby Liu and Bei Fang. Libby, of course, headed Radio Free Asia before she stepped up to direct the OTF entity newly established, and they then replaced her at RFA. If you want people who can get into the minds of the regime in China, to worry them, makes them feel that they are coming under fire for their lies they tell people, do not find better people than Libby and Bay to send that message. So I would, as a former career foreign service officer, I just want to salute the extraordinary quality of career people as well as other appointments who have carried the message of America abroad for so long. It pains me greatly to see us moving into an era where that may no longer be the case. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador, and thank you for your service. And now that my time has expired, I would just ask that the witnesses, all the witnesses appearing before the committee today, respond to my question in writing. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you, Mr.